Radio forecast. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times today, with daytime highs approaching 86. Southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies again tonight. Lows level off around 66. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, slight chance of rain showers. Daytime highs approaching 87. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Currently 63.
WTIM.
This is Leroy Clembolo with your Expand Local newscast. Current news time is 8:06 and currently outside 63 degrees and warming up. Taking a look at our top stories for today. Taylorville City Council set to meet this evening at 7 p.m. for the regular City Council meeting. The Taylorville High School and Taylorville Junior High School track team state qualifiers will be recognized at tonight's event. The council will hear from the Planning Commission concerning updates on the Taylorville Taco Bell and Taylorville Community Credit Union. Some other discussions will include ordinance updates on surface water drainage, the sale purchase of Taylorville Industrial Park, working with the Taylorville Lodge 1516 and 123 East Main Cross Street. Other ordinances that will be looked at includes agreements between Taylorville and 1141 E 1500 North Road, 311 South Main Street, a low bid from Illinois Paving for the Taylorville Food Center Street Improvement Project, West Main Cross Street Project, and work to be done at the Lincoln Trail Conservancy Organization. Under committee reports, the council will look at approving the purchase of a mosquito sprayer and a trench box from Edinburgh. There will be a city attorney update along with comments from Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry. Stay tuned to Regional Radio News for all of the latest following the conclusion of the event. Taylorville Park Board of Trustees will hold a special meeting this evening at 6 p.m. Like regular meetings, this one will also take place in the Mariners Park Dining Hall. After the call to order, the board will vote on a boot camp for new trustees. There will also be a vote on approval for sale involving Walmart and the Chautauqua building, benefiting the Children's Miracle Network. There will then be a discussion on office hours and pay for district employees. The board will potentially go into executive session. Stay tuned to Regional Radio News for more updates following the conclusion of the event. Nicole Patrick, the country financial agent in Taylorville, has moved her office to Familiar Diggs effective today. She and her staff began doing business today at the office's former location at 1305 West Bresser. It's the same location that retired Asian Doug McKinney occupied for several decades. The office moved from a location in the Marsango Plaza. Her phone number remains the same at 287-2332. That's 287-2332. Yeah. 4 people were killed early Sunday morning when a train struck a car at a rural railroad crossing in Shelby County. According to the Illinois State Police, the crash happened just before 4:30 a.m. at the crossing near County Road 400 North and U.S. Route 45. Despite the impact, the train itself did not derail. The roadway was closed for several hours as authorities investigated the scene. It reopened shortly after 9:30 a.m. Illinois State Police continue to investigate the crash. No additional details have been released at this time. Illinois senators passed a $55 billion state budget late Saturday night, less than 2 hours after state representatives sent it to them. Democrats say this is a tough budget year as lawmakers worry about federal funding. Capital News Illinois reporting to us that the spending plan for fiscal year 2026 increases funding for safety net hospitals and federally qualified clinics in anticipation of Medicaid cuts. The plan also creates a $100 million budget reserve that can be used by the governor in case of emergencies. House lead budget negotiator Representative Robin Gable says this is a budget that is fiscally and socially responsible.
This is a fair budget. This is a balanced budget. This is a compassionate budget. This is a budget where we are planning and preparing for what we are afraid will be disastrous cuts from Washington.
But Republican Senator Chapin Rose says it's Illinois Democrats who keep increasing the budget, not President Donald Trump.
Let's be clear. $15 billion over 6 years, that's on you.
$2 billion increase over last year, that's on you. Billions in tax increases that are driving working families out of Illinois, that's on you.
While there are no new income or sales taxes, there are tax increases on cigarettes, vaping, and sports betting. The budget now heads to the governor, who has already said ahead of time that he will sign it. The Taylorville Food Pantry will be receiving much-needed donations of non-perishable food and monetary donations through the Taylorville Kiwanis Club's second drive-through donation day of 2025. Took place in front of the Taylorville Studios on Saturday morning. With school out for summer, kids who receive school meals at a low cost during the school year do not have that safety net. Kiwanis member Bill Sally says this accentuates the need for contributions.
Kids are out of school and they're home for 3 meals a day instead of probably 1 or 2. And there is definitely a need in the community.
The first donation day of the year took place on May 17th. There will be 4 more donation days between now and the end of the year. They're scheduled for July 12th and 26th, along with September 13th and 27th. Kiwanis volunteers look to make donating as easy as possible.
We do 2 drives in June. This is our last one for the month of, May. And then we'll be back again in July and then again in September, twice each month. It's really easy. You just pull on in and one of us will come up to the car and assist you. And like I said, we're here till noon.
The Taylorville Food Pantry, Taylorville Kiwanis Club, and the Miller Media Group thank all of those who contributed to the drive-through donation day. Bill Sally appears as a guest on the Retro Request Show on Genuine Country 94.3 WMKR and on the Saturday Request Show on Groovy 97.3 WRAN. The Taylorville Kiwanis Club is part of a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. Weekly meetings are held Tuesdays at noon at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. For more information on the club, visit TaylorvilleKiwanis.com. Central A&M schools are preparing for a season of transition as the school year comes to a close. Staff turnover, maintenance projects, and a new sports co-op are on the horizon, and it's keeping school district administrators busy. The high school, of course, held its graduation at the end of May, and the seniors were not the only ones departing. Several staff and faculty members are retiring as well, including the high school principal, Charles Brown. The district has hired a new principal, Larry Daly, who has served in the same role at St. Teresa High School in Decatur. As District Superintendent Sasha Young describes, the other retiring faculty members also are calling quits on a long career.
And then we have a few teachers that are retiring as of this year, who have been here several years, most in the 30s, the 30-year mark. So we have Miss Duck, Mrs. Morrell, and Mrs. Berg are all retiring this year. And we have, over the next 2 or 3 years, we have several teachers who've turned in their intent, to retire in the 3 to 4 year range. So we're going to have quite a need for new teachers or veteran teachers who want to join Raider Nation from a different district, So it just seems to be that everything kind of comes in waves. And so most of our teachers, once they come to Raider Nation, they stay 20, 30, 35 years. And so they tend to all kind of retire at the same time too.
The district has it all to do to find replacements. They've been on the recruiting trail to find up-and-coming teachers eager to work and make a difference for young people.
So it's a little bit of recruiting, honestly. Having teachers who work for us who have been here a while, but maybe aren't also the ones retiring, who kind of talk to their peers and talk to their colleagues and try to convince people to join Raider Nation. With also a little bit of recruiting in the future for me as far as going to job fairs. I know Eastern Illinois hosts a job fair every year, and ISU up in Bloomington. So I can see myself, next year trying to hit some of the career and or job fairs to put it out there. If you're a new teacher and you're looking for a great place to go and be, we are that great place. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of recruiting and job fair attendance for me in the next couple of years.
Before the arrival of new faculty, the district will be busy this summer with renovations on the various campuses. At the forefront are new exterior doors in Moequa.
So the high school and Gregory Intermediate will be getting all new exterior doors. Um, this is something we've been working on since I came to Central A&M, and our architect is working with us on what those look like and keeping them safe, but looking nice and not looking like we're closing off the whole school building. And we actually opened the contractor bids. We have bid opening. We did a pre-bid walkthrough last week, and we had 6 or 8 different contractors here, so that was promising. But yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a huge project, and it's going to give a whole new look to the Moweaqua campus. And then in the future, we would be looking at doing the same thing down here at the Assumption campus. But the Assumption doors were just in better shape, and so that's why we decided to go with Moweaqua.
There will also be repairs to the parking lots, updates in technology equipment, and other projects easiest to complete when students are not in the building. Come the next school year, football games at Central A&M will look different. That's because the high school has entered into a co-op with Okaw Valley for the fall sport. Young says the process involved many meetings and community input.
So we began speaking with Okaw Valley administration back in January, just kind of having informal conversations about, what this looks like if we wanted to join forces and how we would navigate that. And the board officially made it, official in April. We had a public meeting in March so we could allow community to come in and share their concerns or their thoughts or their excitement. Some people wanted to share how exciting it was. And we've decided on we will be the Raiders. So our shield will just say Raiders on it, but we will also have kind of some insignia that says CAM OV to include the Okaw Valley initials with our Central A&M initials. So a lot of excitement.
The co-op will last for 2 years before the schools must renew if they choose to. The school standalone teams know quite a lot about each other. From regional playoff games this year, Okaw Valley beat Central A&M in basketball, while the reverse result happened in baseball. More information available on Central A&M Community Unit District at camraiders.com. Sasha Young appears as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. A bipartisan act introduced by an Illinois congressman could bring up to 10,000 new homes to Illinois over the next 2 years. Darren LaHood and Washington Democratic Congresswoman Suzanne Delbini introducing the Affordable Housing Credit Improvement Act. In the plan, the act aims to support housing by increasing the number of credits allocated to each state by 50%. Congressman LaHood says the act will bring new development to Illinois with a goal of over 2 million new homes across the country. The act would also improve the housing credit program to help serve at-risk and underserved communities. Health officials continue to highlight stroke awareness, an important acronym to remember: BEFAST or B FAST. Leslie Ingold is the regional stroke navigator for OSF Healthcare. Door-to-door salespeople are regularly seen in neighborhoods around the country. In recent years, some local municipalities have begun requiring such salespeople to register with their city clerk's office, but there are still the rogue ones that just show up. The Better Business Bureau has some advice to deal with either type. How can you know if a salesperson is from a real company? Check identification, check the company's BBB business profile, and ask about licensing. Better Business Bureau investigator Don O'Brien says if you make a purchase and then have second thoughts, there is a method of recourse. To avoid being pressured into a sale, O'Brien reminds it's okay to say no. Door-to-door marketing scripts are designed to keep potential customers engaged in a conversation as long as possible. But a legitimate salesperson will understand if you politely and firmly tell them you are not interested. You don't owe anyone your contact information or a purchase. This is your Expand Local newscast, brought to you by First National Bank in Taylorville.
Have you ever considered changing banks? Hi, I'm Mackenzie, Universal Banker at First National Bank in Taylorville. I talk to people all the time who say they've thought about switching banks, but they're not sure how to start. My answer, it's never been easier. At FNBT, our friendly staff will confidently answer your questions, making your decision to switch easier than ever. FNBT has been a part of this community for nearly 70 years, and we're not going anywhere. First, every time, that's more than a slogan, it's how we take care of people. Come see me, and I'll help make your switch simple. First National Bank in Taylorville, member FDIC.
Taking a look at obituaries for today, 79-year-old Sherry Lee McCullough of Taylorville died May 25th. A celebration of life will be held at a later date. Funeral arrangements handled by McClure Funeral and Cremation Services in Taylorville. Taking a look at our weather forecast for today. Today, patchy smoke after 1, mostly sunny with a high near 86. That smoke will continue until 10 p.m. this evening. Partly cloudy with a low around 66. Tomorrow, chance of showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87. And then the temperature will break. Rain expected Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with temperatures falling in the upper 70s. Currently, 60% humidity, barometer at 30.04 inches, dew point 50 degrees, visibility is max. Currently, fair skies and 64 degrees. This has been a look at your 8 a.m. Expanded Local newscast. Current news time, 8:24.
The big Sandy's rising, sound the alarm.
On the heels of deadly floods, eastern Kentucky and West Virginia are left devastated.